He had this habit of biting.
If any chatter in this stream or any person in this like community ever thinks about defending domestic abuse or anything like that, or anything in that vein, or anything that fucking serious, all right, you have no place here, and I want you to unfollow and I want you to leave.
On the 24th of February 2024, Shelby Grace, or better known online as Shubble, went on a Twitch livestream and told the world about the degenerate actions of her former boyfriend, William Gold, aka Wilbur Soot. Up until this point, Wilbur had an incredibly successful career as a Minecraft YouTuber and had a decent trajectory for his channel. However, shortly after his despicable acts came to light, his career would more or less be over in a matter of minutes. This is a retrospective on the Wilbur Soot controversy. William Gold, or as I will be calling him in this video, Wilbur Soot, would be introduced to the concept of creating content on YouTube in 2008 at the relatively young age of 12. From that point, he would upload on many different channels throughout the next couple of years, and mainly focused on both gaming and short film content. In 2017, however, Wilbur would find his first real success in YouTube content creation on a channel called Wilbur Music, where he, as you would expect, would upload music content, mostly song covers.
Do nothing to substitute self-gratification.
Shortly after that, Wilbur would go on to create an entire content house with him and some of his friends, known as the Soot House, which made mostly meme-based content.
My cousin kissed me when we were on the London bus. What should I do?
Although Wilbur did see some mild success on his previous music channel, the Soot House channel really took off, and to this day has over 1 million subscribers and over 200 million views. Despite this channel's respectable successes, it would be abandoned in 2019 and to this day remains completely idle. This was only the beginning of Wilbur's tenure on YouTube, however, as during the Soot House era he would launch his most successful YouTube project to date, that being his new personal channel, Wilbur Soot. The Wilbur Soot channel would be incredibly successful. Starting as strictly a Minecraft gaming channel, Wilbur's first video would be a Minecraft challenge video featuring J-Schlad. As luck would have it, 2019 to 2020 would be the best time to start making Minecraft content, as both PewDiePie and later on Dream would bring back Minecraft to the mainstream. The Wilbur Soot channel would mainly post Minecraft challenge videos up until April of 2020, when Wilbur was invited to what would be the most popular Minecraft multiplayer world of the next few years, the Dream SMP. The SMP was, as you would guess, created by Dream and his friends and focused on story and role-playing elements, two things that Wilbur was a perfect match for. His prior work on multiple short films would likely aid at Wilbur in turning the Dream SMP into the story-driven phenomenon it's remembered for today. As one would expect, this would completely skyrocket Wilbur's popularity, even more so than his time with the Soot House. His channel would gain millions of subscribers, and Wilbur became a well-liked and respected content creator. Oblivious to most people, however, Wilbur's status of being a well-liked YouTuber would soon take a full 180. Over the next few years, Wilbur's success would begin to plateau. The Dream SMP concluded, and Wilbur would begin uploading more and more infrequently. This is when we catch up to the 24th of February, 2024.
I thought that it was just like a constant accident that he kept hurting me, but he's not hitting me. And it didn't start as something that he did to hurt me. He had this habit of biting, which is so weird to me now, but he said that he had had this habit since he was a kid, and even his mom said that that was true. And he said it was just affectionate, and that might have been, I think that might have been true maybe at the start, but I also feel that I have good reason to believe that every part of it was a lie, but that's just my personal opinion. And I had no problem with just biting. That isn't even the most uncommon thing. But he did mention something early that I should have taken as a red flag. And he wanted to make sure that I was okay with him biting me because he didn't want me to come back later and say that he abused me, which I thought was really weird considering he had never hurt me before. And so why would I call it abuse? And why was he thinking about that? And I thought he was being sweet checking on me to make sure that I was still comfortable. Of course I was, because he hadn't hurt me. And why would I think he ever would? And then he did.
Wilbur's ex-girlfriend Shelby Grace, or Shubble, would bring to light via a Twitch stream Wilbur's habit of biting her during their relationship. Although definitely unusual, someone biting their significant other definitely falls under domestic abuse and should result in them being removed from any community that they have a high amount of influence or power in. This is of course exactly what happened, as Wilbur's content creator peers that he worked with over the years would begin expressing their support for Shelby and their distaste for Wilbur's actions.
If any chatter in this stream or any person in this like community ever thinks about defending domestic abuse or anything like that, or anything in that vein, or anything that fucking serious, alright, you have no place here. And I want you to unfollow and I want you to leave. And I really highly suggest, if you want the full context, go watch Shelby's VOD. Go watch Shelby's VOD, because this is literally not about me. This isn't about anyone else but Shelby.
All of this was made much worse, however, when Wilbur broke his silence on the topic and responded to the allegations on the 27th of February 2024 via Twitter.
In the past week, a series of allegations have been made over my conduct from an ex-girlfriend. I want to emphasize that although I feel it fair to offer my perspective, this person's feelings are completely valid. I have taken my time sharing the statement as I wanted to process and respond respectfully, and with the hope to gain a deeper understanding for the situation. During our relationship's final months, I regrettably became slobbish, disrespectful, and selfish. These actions caused a lot of pain to my ex-girlfriend, and I've since sought therapy to address these behaviors, making significant lifestyle changes to rectify my past actions. I've come to realize how much my past behavior hurt this person, but I truly, compassionately believe I've made great strides from the person I once was, and hope I can continue to grow and improve on this trajectory. The allegation of particularly in the form of biting, deeply shocked me. Throughout our relationship, I understood from our numerous conversations and text message exchanges on the subject that this behavior was consensual, playful, and reciprocally enjoyed. I truly believe those personal message exchanges reflect mutual affection and understanding. Out of respect for her, I choose not to publish them, and I emphasize my perspective is not shared to diminish or invalidate anyone's feelings. Instead, I share it in the hope that I can offer a genuine, fair, and relevant insight into my understanding of the situation. While I may perceive our interactions differently, I recognize that this person has processed and expressed feelings of hurt. I want to extend my sincerest apologies for any pain that I caused. I am fully committed to understanding and addressing her concerns going forwards. I hope my perspective sheds light on the situation without detracting from its message. I am dedicated to earning and maintaining the trust of those around me, and hope I continue to be held to these high standards I wish to attain and maintain. Will.
The internet reacted negatively to this, pointing out that Wilbur seemed much more concerned with making himself look as innocent as possible, while also failing to really apologize to Shelby and making the claim that he thought she enjoyed being bitten, which is the worst possible defense anyone could come up with. Some people on the opposite side would also catch criticism, however, especially the previously mentioned YouTuber Dream. Less than 2 months before this, Dream had just dealt with false grooming allegations, and most people just thought it was weird that he was getting involved in this at all.
Minecraft YouTuber Dream would receive criticism for responding to the situation by instantly taking Shovel's side and taking the moral high ground above Wilbur, with lyrics tweeting, "Dream, the guy who was falsely accused of being a groomer and pedo just 2 months ago, is taking Shovel's side against Wilbur Soot and calling him an abuser with no evidence. Dude, what is happening?" On top of this, Dream conveniently posted proof that he had donated his last video's revenue to a charity for victims of assault, a move that was clearly PR and business-based rather than a genuine display of proof. Lyrics' tweet would spark a discussion about accusations being used as evidence, as a community note on Wilbur's post would state Shovel's word as concrete evidence, despite Wilbur stating a different story, with another tweet from Lyrics reading, "Wilbur's response to the allegations by saying everything was consensual based on his understanding got community noted, just cause his ex said it wasn't. Woman's word is gospel and is taken as fact. Literally no screenshots, nothing. Just testimony got him community noted."
Although arguments were made that the allegations against Wilbur had no evidence proving them, which were valid points at the time, all of the talk of Wilbur possibly being innocent were thrown out the window, after multiple different women would come out with their own allegations of abuse against Wilbur.
In a tweet from user Alice Nyanya, she shared her experiences dating Wilbur back in 2019, reading, "Hello, I'm Alice. I dated Wilbur back in 2019 and I want to speak out about my experience. I felt like I couldn't talk about this sooner because I was scared of his public influence and the potential backlash from fans. But now after hearing Shelby's story, seeing the support she's been shown, and admiring her bravery, I finally feel safe to break from my silence on our relationship. Back in 2019, at the beginning of the relationship, I was immediately shown a lot of affection, very reminiscent of love bombing. One of his close friends at the time warned me in confidence to quote, 'be careful,' unquote, as if they had seen people get hurt in the past, but I believed he was good inside. After a month, the honeymoon period was over and it was like I was dating a completely different person. I was told to keep our relationship a secret, but was framed in a way that implied it was for my safety, as if it was in my best interest to keep this secret despite my own feelings. I believed that he enjoyed having control in the relationship, or would have to hide as he streamed and sit silently in the corner of his room waiting for him to go offline. He would say condescending things to me about my interests and the type of content I created, as if he didn't take it, or me, seriously, and would only be enthusiastic about his future plans with music and desire for fame. I never felt like he was encouraging towards me or any of my goals, and in the last few months, he'd made me feel extremely unlovable and unwanted. I suffered with self-harm tendencies in 2019. He ignored the marks on my body and only took interest in retelling his own life struggles. I also experienced the biting habit, which has already been elaborated on by Shelby. After a while, I noticed that it was always me putting effort into the relationship, so I decided one day to not be the one to message first, just to see what would happen, and he never spoke to me again, so the relationship dissolved. Skipping ahead to 2021, we'd spoken briefly over an Instagram DM about the relationship and meeting up for closure on how things went in 2019. I gave him a second chance and met up hoping to get some answers. We walked through densely populated areas of town where we got stopped multiple times by his fans. In hindsight, this felt very intentional, almost as if he wants to flaunt his influence and desirability to me. We went to a bar to talk, and then he proceeded to get me very drunk. He got us an Uber back to his house. I ended up blacking out on his bed due to the alcohol, but the last thing I remember was him unconsensually removing my clothes. The next morning, he proceeded to tell me that I must be a lesbian because I wasn't interested in him. These past years have been extremely difficult to navigate because of this. I couldn't go online without seeing him everywhere and being adored as this soft boy who heroically respects women and mental health issues. I couldn't even go to conventions and enjoy my own hobbies without seeing people dressed up as him. Shelby was right. Staying quiet wasn't bringing me any peace. It was only keeping his.
Although it was definitely the worst thing Wilbur was accused of, domestic abuse wasn't the only thing he caught criticism for during this period. He also went on the record saying that he wouldn't wash himself or his room unless his girlfriend at the time asked to come over. After hearing that, I immediately regret ever watching a single second of Wilbur's videos.
I've never assaulted any woman. I never disrespected any woman.
It's been around 5 months since these allegations came out, and Wilbur has made no further statements on the allegations or anything at all, as he has completely abandoned his channel and has left the internet's public eye. If you ask me, I think Wilbur is guilty of everything that Shelby and others accused him of. Comparing his controversy to, say, Dream came forward with a whole video of evidence disproving the allegations against him and pretty much proved that he was innocent. Conversely, Wilbur, as I said, has released nothing on the internet at all since his first statement, further pushing the idea that he was likely guilty of all the allegations thrown towards him. In the wise words of Darman,
"What happens in the dark always comes to light. I know."
And it's 100% for the best that Wilbur got called out and is no longer a respected or well-liked figure on the internet. Until next time, I'm Sir Pork, commanding all of you to hit the subscribe button. Just please don't bite it.